Next, please welcome Uros Arsenijevic, product owner at Seif.ai. Seif.ai enables businesses of all sizes to improve their cybersecurity posture through continuous assessment across all assets. Their AI-driven cloud-based platform provides advanced intelligence on all the risks and gaps and enterprise is facing, primarily helping decision makers conduct proactive threat mitigation and remediation. In front of this team, I would like to thank Seif.ai for co-organizing AI CSI co-located event. Uros will introduce you to unlocking security with Seif.ai. Uros, stage is all yours. Just a second. Okay. Uros, stage is all yours.
Hello, everyone. I'm sorry for being late. I got an information that the whole event is lating, but okay. Okay, so today I'll be talking about Seif, our continuous cybersecurity platform made for business. We will talk about the Seif as a product, but also how we are using data in order to improve the experience and value for customers. So first, let's start with the market overview. From our experience, and I think you can say the same thing, we are seeing companies in two types of companies when we talk about perceiving the cyber threats. So type 1, these type of companies, they are seeing cyber threats as something which is personalized. They are seeing cyber attacks as something that is attacking specific companies rather than attacking a specific vulnerability. And they are not aware of the automation tools. And they don't think that cyber threats is something that is relevant for them or just not at the right time. And for the other type of companies, they are recognizing the importance of the cybersecurity, but at the same time, they are facing two type of solutions in the market, meaning that they are perceiving the existing cyber solutions as being too expensive or too complicated for them to integrate. So basically, thinking that they would need to pay huge amounts of money or demanding several tools to cover all the cybersecurity solutions they would need. And maybe the most importantly is demanding an additional dedicated person at their company. In order to overcome the challenges I just mentioned, we created Seif, a continuous cybersecurity platform, as we like to call it, as a dedicated cybersecurity officer. So what does it mean, dedicated cybersecurity officer? We are trying to communicate that it's an impersonalization of a tool. So we are talking that we are trying to reduce every effort from the client side and trying to make cybersecurity works for clients, while at the same time they would not have to put an additional resources in order to have a cybersecurity solution. This way we are giving the peace of mind for businesses, and at the same time, if we talk about the Seif as a product, we can say that it's based on three-partly approach. So we are always training, improving, and monitoring, meaning that our every feature and component is based on this approach, and this is how we are achieving the continuous protection. Seif as a product is based on three components. So it's Seif Employee Training Center, Seif Reports and Actionable Insights, and Seif Vulnerability Assessment and Management. You can see on the screen the features listed beneath these three components, but we will go through each of them in the following slides. Okay, firstly, Seif Employee Training Center. This is an easy-to-use learning management system containing evolution courses, safe nano-learning, and phishing simulations. So we'll go through each of them, but it's basically an easy-to-use and simple for customers LMS. Evolution courses, their goal is to cover everything. So covering from some basics of information security all the way until some advanced threats. We are educating and training employees to know to recognize a threat when they see it, but also to be aware of the cybersecurity all the time. They are interactive and multilingual. So the important thing here is that they're customizable, but I will go to customizable part later in the slide. You will see what does it mean for us. On this slide we can see the example of the Seif evolution courses, and this is one of the reasons why we call it evolution courses, because we're constantly adding additional content, and we can maybe say that we are boasting the large amount of content. So compared to some other market solutions, we are offering sometimes maybe multiple times of contents. We have more than 100 minutes divided into several courses. Okay, next one is safe nano-learning. So nano-learning as a concept, it's an educational term. So nano-learning is when you are taking some big chunks of data, of information, and you're trying to teach someone. So you are taking big information and putting them in some small chunks. So dividing the information so someone can learn with ease and not to need to invest some additional time. So what does it mean for us is safe nano-learning. When the employees have gone through the evolution courses, then we would send them the regular emails containing the additional information and trying to retain the knowledge that the employee already had. Nano-learning are also pretty engaging, and let's say they are bite-sized, so it's a small chunk of information, as I already mentioned. They are also customizable, and on this slide we can see one example, but here the goal is not to measure the knowledge of the employee, but rather to put the cybersecurity on top of his mind. So if I would ask you what's the weakest link in most cybersecurity systems, would you say that it's IT infrastructure, it's open database, or maybe the employee herself? So it's just a funny one, and as an opening line for some future courses. Okay, so when we teach the employees something, after that we maintain the knowledge through nano-learning. Next up is we are testing the employees through phishing simulations. They are also highly customizable. They are realistic. Their goal is to present real-world attacks, and we are always trying to be as relevant as possible, taking into consideration the industry, the company, but also the department, job role, etc. So in addition to the standard phishing simulation, we also have a reporting tool, and the goal is to teach an employee how to report a phishing and malicious email when they spot one. Because of the company policy, I could not show you the real phishing template, since it would present the client data. But here we can see one of the maybe more general phishing template for a company that would use the Slack. And if you get the right timing, maybe when the Slack is being introduced with the company, it could do work. Okay, when I was talking about the customizable part of the solution, I was actually referring to this slide, this idea here. So we can say that each of the employee training center features, they are customizable because we are taking the information from each result we have about the employee doing those specific contents, and then putting it into the training and learning path and customizing it for each employee. So for example, on this one, we can see that on the left that the credentials have been compromised, and then we would alert the client, notify the user, and then it's a standard procedure, so we would ask them to change the credentials. But what is important in this slide is to say that we would take that information and put it into the database of a specific employee, and then do the reassessment and change the whole learning and training path for him or her. So basically, we would now know that this employee, he's not aware of the password management. He needs to improve his knowledge about some specific team, and we would improve and alter the courses, the nano-learning, and the phishing simulations. We can change them in order to better picture and to improve his lack of knowledge. So this means that every learning and training path is highly customizable upon each employee of the client. Same goes for the phishing simulation. So when someone is failing phishing simulation, we will take that information and update the learning and training path for the employee. Okay, next component is Seif reports and actionable insights. This one is interesting for the clients, for the companies, and it's containing, it's measuring the course completion, the phishing simulations I mentioned, but also the data leaks, credential leakage, and after that we are doing one step further with actionable insights. So we are offering the companies a way to improve their overall cybersecurity and improve their risk score. Starting with evolution courses. With evolution courses, we are measuring the risk scoring of an individual employee, but also on a department or some specific group basis, and also of a whole company. So we are actually analyzing and monitoring the course completion, and then creating a report. This report is why it's important to clients, is because they would be more audit ready than before it, and also if they are preparing for maybe to be compliant with GDPR or ISO 27001, this is a pretty handy tool. Same goes for the phishing simulation reports, basically analyzing and monitoring the results of the phishing simulation campaigns. And here we can do several analyses upon different departments, job roles, etc. This one is also interesting for compliance and being compliant with regulations. And the third and final report is credential leaks. So when we are onboarding the clients, we would take the employee business emails and then put it into scanner for the credential leaks. So in order, if we find on several sources offline, if we find the credentials that are leaked, we would notify the user, notify the client, and basically we will know that how long the credentials have been online, and we are putting this information into learning path for an employee. And when we have gone through all these reports, the second part of this component is actionable insights. So actionable insights is something for maybe advanced users. So each advanced clients, because we are always working on improving risk score, improving cybersecurity posture of each company, of each client. But if a client wants to maybe put more focus on some specific team, or maybe to put more focus on some department, wants to teach the employees something additional other than the standard courses, he would here have the option to do so. And also we are measuring the impact of the risk score for the whole company, and allowing the client to maybe speed up a process of improving risk score and cybersecurity posture. And the third part is safe vulnerability assessment and management. When I was talking about the first component, so Safe Employee Training Center, I was talking about the training expertise. We were creating some educational content, but this one, so Safe Vulnerability Assessment and Management, this is our technical know-how. So this is something that gives us the right to create educational content and to be the ones who would educate the company employees. So we are offering the automated assessment on a pen test level. We have a database with more than 22,000 vulnerabilities, and offering 24/7 support and monitoring for clients. And going through each of the features, so for the asset discovery, we are activating the pipeline in order to search for all the subdomains and IP addresses containing the company domains, as well as some orphan servers. So when we have these things in place, we would then start scanning and searching for vulnerabilities for some web applications which are open for maluse, let's say, and then also misconfigurations, and try to find any problems. For example, we had one example a few days ago where we found several vulnerabilities in one application. So the reason was that the development mode was left on, and all the credentials and env variables, they were left open. And for the automated vulnerability detection and the continuous monitoring, real-time reporting, we are ensuring through these two features to always be one step ahead of the attackers. And talking about using the data, we are basically improving the standard, the traditional ranking of severity of vulnerabilities. So traditionally, you would rank the vulnerabilities from low all the way to critical, but this is not taking into consideration the likelihood of a vulnerability happening. So we are just taking, in a traditional way, we are just taking the consequences into consideration, and meaning that looking at the vulnerability outside of the broader picture. But if we take an additional data sources like the software popularity and the availability of proof of concepts, we can alter the likelihood of vulnerability happening, and that's how we created the total risk score. Instead of ranking from low up the way to the critical, we are ranking the vulnerability from 1 to 100. And when we discover a vulnerability, the next step would be to give the remediation plan to the client. And we would first describe the vulnerability and provide with the remediation plan, but also give the client an option to contact us if they need more expert support, and all the time taking the business context into mind, so connecting the business service and day-to-day operations with an application with a found vulnerability, and the remediation plan. Thank you for your attention, and you can come at our stand if you want to talk about cybersecurity or exchange contacts. Thank you.
If you have any questions, we still have time. No.
Okay, so thank you for the presentation. I'm just curious, is your team composed of individuals that are specialized in the cybersecurity field and individuals that are specialized in data science, or do you have a team who is composed of cybersecurity specialists that got AI-based training?
Okay, so our team is we are specializing in cybersecurity and using the data science for improving the value we are giving to the customers. So cybersecurity as our main strength. Thank you. Okay, thank you everyone. See you later.
Thank you. Thank you, Uros.